Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dr. Michael Coe, physical therapist for MovementIQMike.com. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you how to use this massage cane for the upper trap. So right now I'm using the Thera cane. You can use any massage cane. This is the one I have right here. But any of those other canes should be able to do the same thing, because I just want to show you some principles to be able to get this muscle moving a little better, right? So the reason why most people are going to have pain right through here is we live in a society now where we're based off of technology. Computers, TV, phone, driving all day, watching movies, all that stuff. We're always going to be putting our position of our head forward. That's always going to put way more demand in onto these muscles, and they just never have a chance to rest. So there's always active. So they're going to be cranky, they're going to be irritated based off of the way we live our lives today. So what can we do to try and get that going? I like to use this as one thing to find trigger points, find points of muscular tension that we can try to relieve to see if we can get those muscles to relax, decrease the pain sensation. All right, so here's a couple things I want you to think about, right? First, anatomy. The upper trap goes from the neck and then runs down to the shoulder blade, all right? So any points of that muscle along that way, you can have these muscular restrictions that are either going to be tender when you push onto it, are going to be really hard when you push onto it. So those will be the points that you need to try to find. All right, so anywhere along those lines you want to focus your attention on. Now, you can think about, all right, well, once I just find a tender spot is one way you could do it, and probably the way that most people are going to be able to find positions where you want to work on will be right. I can find places where I go, hey, there's more tension through there. That's more based off of feel, but that's all based off of experience and time. So what I want you to do is try to find spots that hurt. So going along from the neck, any of these points right through there, to what we call the scapular spine. The scapular spine is this bony piece that goes across your shoulder blade. So the way you can find that is if you go from the top part of your upper trap and you start making your way down, you might find a bony piece. And that bony piece, you should be able to trace it left and right. If you feel like you feel a bony piece but it's going up and down, you're way too close to the spine. That's what we call the medial board of the scapula. So you want to find this bony piece that goes across. That's called the scapular spine. So the upper trap will attach to those points. So what you want to do is try to find some spots right along through here, roughly, right through here, and up through here that hurt. So once you find 1 to maybe 10 spots, the whole thing might hurt depending on what you do and how much tension, how much neck pain and headaches you deal with. You want to find those spots, right? And then you want to push onto it. But here's a couple things I want you to think about. Is that instead of just pushing straight down into a spot, so let's say my point here hurts. Instead of pushing straight down, what you could do is actually push more of down and back, because you want to be able to find different angles to where the muscle tension is the most. So you got to play around with that a little bit. So instead of just only pushing in one direction, you want to find multiple directions you want to push on, because depending on which direction, you might be able to get a better muscular release. So if I push down, I might want to play around with pushing backwards towards the window behind me. Or I might want to angle a little bit, right? So you want to be able to push in different angles. So first I want you to do is push down and back, and then maybe find an angle where you might feel a little more tension. Now, or a little more pain, right? We'll go with the word pain, because pain can also be aggravated because you push hard. So it's not about harder. If you find the right angle, the pain might increase, but without increasing the pressure, that's what you want to try to find, all right? So for me, this really hurts a little bit more, right? So I'm pushing back, angled with the bottom part of the stick towards my belly button, and that's my point. So that's one area you can do. Once you find a spot that hurts where the angle is pretty bad, there's a couple of options you have to do, right? You hang out here for about a minute. If you don't feel like that thing's releasing, or does it feel a little bit different, not as tender, you can try to breathe into that point. So I can try to breathe right into where that end ball is sticking into my upper trap. So that's one thing you can try and do. Another thing you can try and do other than breathing is move your head. Since we know that the upper trap attaches to the neck to the shoulder blade, I can move my head towards it, towards a shortening position, or to the right, longer lengthening position. Most people, the lengthening will actually hurt more, but I would actually suggest trying to do shortening first. And the reason why is I want you to think about trying to do the least amount of pain to get the most amount of release. And usually shortening is not as bad, and see if that helps. And if it doesn't help, then you want to go into the lengthening. But let's say if I go into lengthening, I could also then try to add a side bend here to my left. I can also add a rotation. See where the tension increases. The tension is worse this way, right? And then also at that point, you can also add a forward or backwards. Mine's forward. So what I did was I talked about angle of where the cane is pushing onto a tender spot, and you want to change the angle of the cane. What you also can do is breathe into that spot. And another thing you can do is try to add a head motion to be able to put more tension onto the muscle tissue, right? The order that I said was to go either side to side first, find one that hurts more, then add a rotation, and then go forward and backwards. All right, you don't have to do in those exact orders. That's just the order I did with this in the video. Technically, any position that you find where there's more tension because you increase the muscle length or muscle shortening will be beneficial. So what you want to do is now try that same idea, angle of the cane, breathing techniques, head positioning, but then do it on different positions of the shoulder blade. All right, guys. So try that out for any parts of your upper trap. If you have any other areas that you want me to go and check out and try to show you ways you can be able to use some type of massage trigger point cane, go ahead and write on the comments. If you have any questions, go ahead and write in the comments. I'd like to see what you want me to go over within these videos. Okay, guys. And if you guys are looking to purchase one of these things, I'll have some links down below. I'll be an Amazon Associates link. I do get a small commission with if you do use these links, but then I'll help you be able to make more videos like this, guys. All right, like and subscribe. Catch you later.